All right, so again, you were saying UM is looking really good. Not as big as the opener they had against UF. So is UM looking better this year than last year?
I mean, you don't have first overall pick in your on your offense anymore, right? You know, those guys, those quarterbacks don't come around every so often. But I do think Carson Beck is an NFL guy. I don't know that he has as much upside as Cam Ward does, right? Because Cam Ward did a lot of improvising and creating a lot of plays outside the pocket. But I think the offense last night was a small preview of what Carson Beck brings, which is stability. And he's not going to make a mistake that's going to cost you the game, right? And that's what we brought last night. I think our defense is leaps and bounds improved over last year. Shout out to Corey Heatherman, our new defensive coordinator. But yeah, I definitely think this and this game was one in the trenches. We were bullying those boys up and down on the defensive line, on the offensive line. They couldn't hang with our hogs. We were moving them around, and that's a big thing to say because Notre Dame is probably one of the biggest defensive lines we'll play throughout the year, and probably the best offensive line we'll play throughout the year. But I think the way we performed yesterday kind of shows you where the what this UM team could achieve if they don't break down at the end of the year like they tend to do.
All right, so anything about yesterday's game that concerns you about the future?
We got really conservative with our play calling towards the end of the game. We were playing not to lose instead of to win, which that concerns me. That's the Mario Cristobal concern that's always been around. But no, man, I think if we could stay healthy, I think this is a college football playoff team.
All right, all right. So I guess the question will be: is the U back? We'll find out as
See me in week
time
10.
goes on.
See me
Huh?
week. See me
Week
week
to week.
10.
All right, so one of the bigger things that happened last week was Parsons getting traded from the Cowboys. Did the Cowboys handle that well, and was he worth the money? You don't think so? One?
Definitely not. They gave him too much money for what he brings to the table. And guess what? They just reported that he's dealing with back injuries. So, I mean, I'm glad he was able to get his mom out of work and retire her because there was a video, a viral video of him hugging his mom, which at the end of the day, toodles to him. But to go to the Packers, I mean, the Packers always get close to going to the Super Bowl and they come short every year. And the biggest topic is going to be can they finally get over the lines this year? So we'll see.
So Parsons to the Packers, do they make them?
No, 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 espérate.
So we're talking about again Parsons heading to the Packers. Do they make the Packers real contenders, or do they make them pretenders? One?
Well, the Packers have always been a contender. They just happen to add another piece to their defense now, which defense their chances of possibly finally getting over the hump and maybe beating the Lions this year and going out to the Super Bowl. But we're only gonna find out as the season progresses. And as I mentioned, Parsons did get reported that he has a back injury, and they're gonna see if he's gonna have to sit out week one or if he's gonna be able to play. I do think the Cowboys had to get rid of him. I don't think they had the type of money to offer him that he wanted. And with Jerry Jones being the type of owner that he is and the GM that he is, he just didn't see it. He just didn't see it. He didn't want to give the money up. And but according to him, he got the team by a handshake, and he was expecting a handshake between him and Parsons, and both parties split both ways. There was no room for a third. So it is what it is. Now he's in Green Bay, and we'll see how the Packers do.
I mean, I'm looking at it here right now, and it's saying that he got offered 4 years, $188 million. Let me
Yep.
tell you, man, that right there is ridiculous. That is a lot of money for someone who plays a very physical position. And like you said, man, I'm very glad. He got the contract. He was able to retire his mom and all of that. But at the end of the day, like the sport is a business, and if Jerry Jones didn't do it, it has to be for a reason. Maybe he just didn't feel comfortable giving that amount of money to someone who, quite frankly, you won't even know if he's gonna be healthy all year round. So, all
Welcome
right,
back, Gian. Welcome
welcome back,
back.
Gian. You know,
Let's
Notre Dame heard me speaking about UM. They've infiltrated the lines.
Incredible, bro. Incredible. But yeah, Jim, we were just finishing up the whole Parsons talk as whether or not he was worth it, and then one of the questions was, does this make the Packers contenders or pretenders?
I mean, you gotta hope it makes some contenders, right? I never thought that Micah Parsons was a missing piece. I think if it would have invested more on their offense and gotten more weapons around Jordan Love, I could get behind that, but he's not the guy that's going to win you a Super Bowl. And you don't have a first round pick until 2028. So, I mean, you better hope this is the guy that's going to take you over the hump. You told me they would have given up two first round picks for an elite, wide receiver or somebody like that that's going to, bring some game changing to your offense. I get it. And I think what's not being talked about enough is that Kenny Clark, defensive tackle that they give up was a pretty stout guy. I mean, this is he doesn't put up the great stats, but he's a run stuffer. He's a big body in the middle, and those type of guys are very hard to come by. So I actually think that, unpopular opinion here, but the way Dallas is headed, I think Dallas won in this trade. And, you might not see it 1 or 2 years from now, but after those draft picks kick in, Dallas might be headed towards a rebuild, and they're going to need all this ammunition they could get.
Okay, okay, I like it, I like it. And then one of the things we have Chiefs versus Chargers playing in Brazil. So one of the topics is, can the NFL go international? Meaning, can they do a team in Mexico or in London, how they've been trying to do in the past couple years? Are we there yet?
Jaguars 2028 in London. Book it.
So you think they're gonna move to London?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if exactly it's going to be the Jaguars. Their owner, that Can family, they have a lot of connections with the European soccer market. They're involved in some Premier League. They own, I think, a piece of Tottenham. So I think they're trying to make that push, right? Do I think the NFL is ready for it? Imagine if you're a team in the West Coast and you have to fly out, you know, on a short week, a Thursday night or a Sunday night. I don't think if they really care about the player safety like they claim they do, I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's inevitable at this point. I think the market in Europe has grown so much that you need to tap into that market to keep expanding the game. So I don't see South America or Central America anytime soon, just because I don't think the infrastructure is there yet. But I definitely see somewhere in Europe. Definitely London is the most attractive spot, seeing as they've kind of created that market there already. But if you want to go throwback, remember the NFL Europe, where the great Kurt
Hmm.
Warner used to start for the Hamburg Hammers. So that was a failed experiment already once. But I think that failed because it was a league of its own, and didn't have enough support.
All right, all right. So I know we haven't there hasn't been no games yet played, but who are your early Super Bowl predictions?
Man, I think the Ravens get over the hump this year. I think the Ravens finally get over the humps this year. Kyle Hamilton, defensive player of the year, book it, get those bets in early. I think it's like plus 800, plus 900. But I do think the Ravens finally get over the hump this year. They don't. I don't see them missing any pieces, and that run game is elite. I would like to see Josh Allen get over the hump, but man, there's just something about the Buffalo Bills that I don't know. And I think the Lions, if they stay healthy, they have to be a Super Bowl contender as well. You can't write off the Eagles, obviously, can't write off the Chiefs, but to go outside that same box, you have to think of the Ravens and the Bills, ideally, as two contenders that are itching, and obviously the Lions. I think the Lions, if their coach gets them to stop biting kneecaps off at practices, they might make it to see towards the end of the season. But I think those guys are practicing harder than they're playing in the games.
If for you it's too early to tell who you think will be the two teams in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. If I had to bet right now, I definitely would lock in the Ravens. I think this is the year the Ravens get over the hump. But I'm not sure who that opponent is. But definitely the Ravens. If I had to pick one team to make it there, I think right now it would be the Ravens.
All right. Juan, any Super Bowl predictions on your half other than wearing a Washington Commander shirt?
Well, they didn't wear it because they're going to the Super Bowl. But don't hate on the jersey, man. Just show love, man. It's here. Jaden Daniels is here, second year in the league, man. It's time for him to shine, continue shining. They may be the Cinderella story that shocks the league once again. But and not to mention they did just sign Stephon Diggs, but we'll see if he's still any relevant at the wide receiver position. But if I had to pick a Super Bowl contender, mm, the Bills just seem to be cursed. They were a team, I believe, if I'm not wrong, they lost the Super Bowl like 3 times in a row. And they just seem to be cursed, and now the curse is in the playoffs, not even in the Super Bowl. So feel bad for them. But anyway, if I had to pick a contender,
I think it's a cold
I,
environment they play in, man.
I, I'm sorry to say that unless you know Jalen Hurts go down, I think the Eagles repeat.
Eagles
I
repeat,
think the Eagles get there again and they repeat.
and they're gonna play against who? The Chiefs again?
Well, I know Pat Mahomes is pretty upset. I know his plans is to make it back. And it might be the Chiefs. It might be the Lions. We'll
I
see.
I just don't want to see you know whom in the Super Bowl again, Doug. Please.
Say it, bro. Say it.
No,
There's
no,
no.
no, no, no. I'm not mentioning that. I'm not mentioning people's names today. But anywho, I'm gonna share my screen real quick, and we are gonna look over. Have you seen the new rivalry uniforms, Dion?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen
Reminds
all
me
of
of
them?
it reminds me of NBA when had Kobe playing on Christmas Eve with a with a long sleeve t-shirt.
So first shirt we have here is the Arizona Cardinals built to last. Mm,
Yeah, I mean, hopefully their offense is built to last too. So,
Yeah.
it looks more like
I
a car slogan than anything.
yeah, I mean, look, I get it. It's a cool uniform. If it goes with the desert theme, I actually love white jerseys. So, I can't hate on the jersey as much as I want to. I think it's a very clean look. Can't go wrong with an all white uniform.
So next one we got the Buffalo Bills cold front. These are
That
very
was
clean.
nice. That was icy.
These
Those
are
are dope, man. I can't talk up a division rival that much, but that's all I'm gonna say is those are dope.
then we have the Rams midnight mode.
Waste of time. Just like the team being located in Los Angeles. That's a hill I'll die on. It's a waste of time. Those uniforms, they literally grabbed their regular colors and just say, you know what, let's just make a black jersey. And I hate when teams do that. It lacks so much creativity,
So what
which,
about the Miami Dolphins dark waters?
you
Same
know
thing?
what?
Cause this is a
Cool
clean look.
jersey, cool jersey. It's a clean look. I'm definitely gonna buy it, but I much would have rather instead of black a deep blue. So if we throw back to Dolphins 2003, had the cleanest dark blue jersey. I don't know if you want to bring that one up, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And you tell me
Which
if they don't
one?
make a blue. So I think you could go Dolphins 03 blue. I don't know if they were still wearing it in 2003, but I vividly remember as a kid, having that blue jersey and seeing Ricky Williams in it. Um, Again, I don't know if they were still in 03, 03, 02. Could be wrong. You might have to fact check me here, but
Miami.
there's definitely,
So you're saying they had a dark blue jersey before?
yeah, it might have been 2002. I definitely remember having a Sam Madison blue jersey
Hold on, let
at
me
some
see.
point.
Let me see if you're referencing. Let me see if you're referencing this one. Hold on, because I'm
Should look
not.
something like this. And I'll flip on my.
Is it like this one right here?
Yep, yep, that's the one. That's the one.
All
I mean,
right.
if you're gonna talk about deep blue waters, why not pay homage to the original blue you already had once? And I think that blue on those jerseys would have been sick.
Okay, okay. The next one we got the Patriots.
I don't want to talk about it, man. I don't.
Northeaster.
I don't talk about that team. Just when I thought we had them down in the division, they're back up. They got a great looking quarterback. They got one of my favorite head coaches in the NFL. I don't want to talk about that team. They
Eh,
probably got the coolest jerseys now too. I just not mine.
question one. This is your football team, right?
That is correct. So
Oh brother. Oh
I was
brother.
I was enjoying I was enjoying the praise that Gian was letting out here. It was something that
Wow.
I was loving to hear.
How does
I mean,
so?
this guy's wearing a Jaden Daniels shirt and
Hey,
cheering
hey,
for the
hey, hey, hey! We're
Patriots.
just supporting the league here.
So then we
My
got
God.
the Jets, Gotham City.
Man, you know what? I think the concept is super cool as much as I hate the Jets, but the Gotham City concept, the fact that they embrace that, I think it's super cool. I think it's something different.
I
Not a
th-
fan of the uniforms. I think they could probably done a better color, but I'm sure these in person would look a lot better than they look online.
I feel like they should have probably just gone black. I mean, Gotham City. You know, you think of
Yeah.
Batman. I think black
Yeah,
would have been
something.
better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then we have the 49ers for the faithful.
Man, you know what? 49ers, if I'm not mistaken, already had a black jersey once, and I
Hmm.
think they just copied and pasted this. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of these. They look great. I love the black and the gold and the red, but I think they literally just copied and pasted their black jerseys they wore a few years ago. They used to have an all black uniform, and they wore it a couple times Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it's very, as the kids would say, it's very mid.
They're saying they
Okay.
might be the sleepers of this year. To be
Yeah,
fair.
I mean, if they could keep their offense healthy, you can't count out the 49ers, right? I mean, they lost Debo Samuels, I was going to say to your team, but come to find out to your quarterback's team, I guess.
Yep.
Huh. All right. And then we
Welcome.
have the Seahawks high decibel zone.
Man, I love that jersey. As cheesy as it is,
It's
I
clean.
feel like if you're doing these type of jerseys, you might as well go all out. I don't know if you remember the neon jerseys the Seahawks used to wear.
Hmm.
It's a bright orange I mean, just neon green, and those things were ridiculous. So I love those.
So,
The more ridiculous you can get with these jerseys, the better.
so from all the ones that I showed, which one was your favorite ones?
I mean, I'm gonna be a homer and say the Dolphins, but reality, it's the Bills. That's
Yeah,
the cleanest look,
yeah.
and
The
that
Bills. The Bills is definitely the cleanest.
the
And
Bills hit it out of the park with that.
so now we're gonna have some fun, and each of us are gonna pick week one winners. So I'm gonna mention all the teams. I'm gonna write down here who do we have winning each of the games, and we'll come back at some point and see who got the most right. So
Oh well, we got to do this once a week then,
that's fine.
because we got to compare what the spreads are looking like. You
That
know.
hey, that's fine. That's fine. So matchup number one: Cowboys versus Eagles. Gian, who do you got?
Man, you know what? I believe in a Super Bowl hangover, but not here. I think the Eagles win comfortably. What's the spread? Actually, you know what? Let me pull up the spreads so that we can, give you see who's gonna cover. Let's
All
see.
right. So what I can log in right now, you're gonna pick Eagles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can lock me in for the
Juan.
Eagles. That's my
Fly, Eagles, fly.
wow. Said the guy in a Jaden Daniels
Come
jersey.
on, man. It's all right, bro.
I
All
love
right.
this.
All
I didn't
right.
know
All
it was going to be
right.
such a
All
popular
right.
jersey today.
I guess I'll be the one a la contraria here, and just for the fact that everybody's been talking about them all week, good or bad, I'm gonna go Cowboys.
Here we go.
Cowboys always
Cowboys.
start good, but they always end up bad. They remind me a lot of my team, the Marlins. Start good, end up terrible. Next one,
Yeah,
we
I think the Marlins have their ending terrible has gone on for a lot of years. So
yeah, yeah,
we'll
yeah.
forgive you on that one though.
Hey man, look, listen. We beat the Mets 3 games out of a 4 game series, and we lose to the damn Nationals 2-0 today. So it's like we can
What
beat
can I
good
tell
teams,
you?
but we do terrible against bad teams. So I mean, we got swept by the Rockies, who
You know what that means?
historically are having a horrible season.
You know what that means? That means you're just another bad team.
Just another bad team. All right, next game: Chiefs versus Chargers. Gian.
I had Chiefs are favored by 3, so basically you can pick them here. I don't know why people are not giving the Chiefs as much credit as they deserve, which is shocking to have to say that. The Chargers, though, Jim Harbaugh has them balling, so I don't know, man. In Brazil, I'm gonna have to take the upset and
Ooh.
pick the Chargers here.
All right, all right, all right. Juan, who do you got?
How about them Chiefs?
All right. I won't go against the grind this time. I'll go with the Chiefs. I do feel like they want to show the world that they're still good, but are they
Come
gonna
on,
go to
man.
the
We're on
Super
the
Bowl?
deal, man. Patrick Mahomes going to be showing off that hair.
Ah man, no enough Patrick Mahomes. Sorry, I gotta deal with Danny
Let's see.
talking
I
them
mean, they
Chiefs all
got
year.
Rashi Rice, number one receiver. It's going to be out the first 3 weeks. that's gonna put a damp on that offense. So I like to think the Chargers are gonna come out and really should control the ground with their running game. So let's see.
All right, Bucks versus the Falcons.
Man, I actually think this is probably going to be the highest scoring game of Week One. This is a pick'em's game. I think the spread right now is at Tampa Bay 2.5. It's at home. Falcons at home. That offense is explosive. I'm going to take the Falcons here.
All right, Juan.
That one shocked me, but I'm taking Tampa.
You're gonna
Let's
take
go, Baker
Tampa.
Mayfield.
I'm taking
Yeah, I'm
Tampa
taking
here as
Tampa.
well.
Atlanta is coming with basically a rookie quarterback. He replaced Kirk Cousins just last season, so it's kind of his first official season. He's gonna be getting the guidance from Kirk Cousins all season long, and I know Kirk Cousins is ready to step in anytime he messes up. So that's gonna be interesting.
Bang-
B. John Robinson, baby. B. John Robinson. That's all I got to say.
Bengals versus the Browns.
Yo, brrr.
Oh, man. This is a trap game, dude. You got Cincinnati favored by 6.5. Cleveland's playing at home. Good old Joe Flacco. You know Ravens fans still love Joe Flacco. You got good old Joe Flacco starting at quarterback, but I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Joe Burrow. I'll
Joe
take the
Shiesty.
Bengals here. Even though I don't know how the Bengals are gonna start the season off fast, but I'm gonna have to hope they do.
Juan, who do you got in this one? Bengals as well.
I got the boy Joe Shiesty, man. He don't go out there with the blonde hair, flick it backwards, and throw that touchdown to Jamar Chase, man. Come on now.
Tom Brady light,
All right, all
Mm-hmm.
right. Next
just without
matchup.
the rings.
I don't know if this is
Without the
even worth
ring, yeah.
asking you, G. Dolphins versus Colts.
Man, I don't know how the Colts are favored here. They're favored by 2.
Wow.
This is, you know, you got the points at 47. As long as Tua is not throwing up gang signs, Dolphins by 6.
Oh,
Easy. Book it.
that's a wild statement. Juan, who do you got?
I got the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins could pull it off. The Colts are also going through some sort of family trauma over there with Anthony Richardson apparently not being in the league as a quarterback. I don't know what's going on with Anthony Richardson, but he just got replaced by Daniel Jones, which is crazy. It's crazy that Daniel Jones is starting over him, but they just say Anthony Richardson apparently, he's in the league for shits and giggles.
All right, next
Yeah, I
match.
don't know. I really don't know how this game is a pick 'em game at. Even with Indianapolis being favored by 2, I don't know how. Daniel Jones is a bum, and the Dolphins defense and their secondaries is full of bums. But let me tell you, we're still better than the Colts.
All right, all right. Next game, Panthers and Jaguars.
Man, this is an easy one for me. Jacksonville locks it down. They're favored by 3 playing at home. I don't buy the resurgence of the Panthers last year. Give me the Jaguars,
Juan.
no doubt.
There's a little bit of college love there. You got Bryce Young versus Trevor Lawrence now in the NFL, but I got the Jags. I got the Jags as well over the Panthers. I think
All
Bryce Young
right.
still has a lot to prove.
Raiders versus Patriots.
We're not getting your picks though, Julio. I think you're kind of betting. You're not betting on the spread. Julio doesn't want to be held on the record. He
And
doesn't
that's
want to be
why
held
if he doesn't
accountable
want
for his
to,
decisions.
if he doesn't want to, I think it's the right time to bring our special guest to contribute here.
Ah, here
Are
we
you
go.
guys, are you guys ready?
Here we go. Here we go. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Special guest,
Who
G.
am I picking against the spread here?
Oh man, we're gonna have
Oh,
Conrad players on the
brother.
pod. Wow.
Oh, brother.
Can everybody contain their excitement, please?
Is
Can
that guy
everybody
still?
control their emotions right now?
Is that guy still playing the NBA?
No, of course he does.
Whenever
He's
he's not
coming
on
from
IG throwing gun
China.
signs.
Well, you know what? I'll take Tua's signs before this guy's. Oh, bro, what is he
Oh,
holding up? Longest suspension in NBA history?
no, actually, this is rookie of the year, John Morant.
Look at this. Look at
Oh
this.
man.
Look at our special guest of the day. Look at
Here
this.
we are.
Oh,
John
brother.
Morant joins episode 3. Wow.
That's
You
gonna be
love
Wow.
that's gonna be the thumbnail, by the way. John Morant
You
joins
don't forget.
episode 3.
Wow.
You love
Wow.
to see it, man.
But
All
yeah,
right,
I
man.
was
Subscribe.
Look, I want to
Like and
mention my
comment.
picks. Obviously, my football knowledge is very limited, but I had picked the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Bengals, Dolphins, and Jaguars. So now we're gonna go to the next match, which is Raiders and Patriots.
Man, this is gonna be a tight game. I don't see this being a blowout, but I like the Patriots, favored by 2.5, playing at Foxborough. I think Mike Braver is going to have these guys ready to play. Even though I'm a big fan of the Raiders this year, and I think they're probably going to sneak into the playoffs, or at the very least, they're going to be an exciting team to watch. But I'm going to have to take the Patriots here.
All right, Juan.
I'm not doing home cooking. I actually think. I mean, the Raiders just got Geno Smith as their quarterback. They got the running back from Boise State. Can I, Gian, provide me with his name. You got his name?
Ashton Genty,
Yes.
baby.
Yep. The guy stands like a freaking soldier when
Michael Myers in the backfield.
yeah, so I think the Raiders are gonna pull the upset in Week 1, and they're gonna beat the Patriots. I think the Patriots are still developing a lot, and there's still a lot to learn from them.
All right. I'm picking the Raiders just simply because I love Vegas, but I think both teams are trash. My personal opinion. So, next game, Cardinals and Saints.
Man, if you want one betting tip for this year, every game the Saints are playing in, pick whoever they're playing against. Take them. Take them money line. Take them at the spread. Whoever they're playing against is going to cover. I think the Saints are about to put on one of the worst seasons in NFL history, and they are going to stink it up. Give me the Cardinals. Cardinals are only favored by a touchdown. Give them to me by 2 touchdowns.
Can you provide some insight as to why you think the Saints are going to be so bad this year?
I can't believe
I
he's
mean,
done
they probably have the worst quarterback room in the
it.
NFL. They drafted a guy that had no business being drafted. Tyler Shaw out of Louisville. Going to be a great backup in the league. It's never going to be a starter, or at least not a good starter. Then they're starting. Then you draft that guy. He gets beat out by the guy that couldn't win you games last year, Spencer Rattler.
The Rattler.
You know, and then you got the third string quarterback. I don't know if the guy's still on. He's got like this modeling picture, and he's warming up in the game, tossing a rugby ball. That's all I needed to see. When I saw this dude warming up with a rugby ball before their preseason game started, I knew it. Book it. Saints might win 2 games this year.
All right, so Juan slash Jaw, what do you guys got?
Got the Cardinals as well. I'm seeing the Cardinals.
Cardinals. I guess based on the new insight I got on the Saints, I'll pick Cardinals as well. Thank you very much, Gian, on that. Steelers versus Jets. Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
There's a lot of drama there.
That's gonna be
There's a lot
fun.
of drama
It's
there.
gonna be fun.
Aaron comes back to play in New York. I don't know if he's going to be off of a peace retreat or if he's still going to be doing ayahuasca or whatever that crap is called that he was doing in South America in the middle of a forest. But let me tell you one thing. He can be doing whatever spiritual rituals he wants. Steelers by 3, baby.
Okay,
They also just got DK Metcalf.
Juan, what you got?
I got the Steelers as well. I think unless the same thing happens to freaking Aaron Rodgers walking out with the American flag and out of nowhere getting hurt within a minute or two within the game, I don't think the Jets managed to beat him. But don't get me wrong, the Jets also have a lot to prove. They have a quarterback that just came to join them from the Steelers, which by the way, Mr. Justin Fields.
Great running back. Quarterback, not so much. But, go ahead.
But no, I got the Steelers over them.
All right, I'll pick Steelers as well. Next game, Giants versus Commanders. Your team, Juan.
Go ahead, Juan. I'll let you do the honors so you can flaunt the jersey a little bit more.
There you go, Juan. So is it
That's
safe
my
to say
pick.
you're gonna go with the Commanders, Juan?
That's my pick. We got the
All
Commanders
right,
over the
Gian.
Giants.
Commanders, I think they easily beat the Giants. The Giants are probably not going to be too good this year either. But Jackson Dart, once Jackson Dart becomes a starter, I think they'll start pulling out some games. I think that kid is going to be great. I mean, at least if he plays halfway as well as he played during the preseason, he's got some potential.
All right, I'm just gonna go against everyone here. I'm gonna go Giants just for the sake of it.
Giants with the upset. Okay, Julio.
Giants with the upsets, man. Titans versus Broncos.
Oh, this is an easy pick. I mean, shout out Cam Ward. We love Cam Ward. Want to see Cam Ward do well. But that Broncos defense is going to be a horrible first test for Cam Ward. And the Titans are just not good. They're not a good football team. So give me Broncos. They'll cover the spread. I think the
Bo
Broncos win
Nix.
this game easily.
Juan.
I just said his name, man. You got Bo Nix on the other side, so I'm going with the Broncos.
All right, I'm gonna, I'm gonna pick beginner's luck here, and I'm gonna say Cam Ward balls out that game, and it's a close game, and he wins. So I'm gonna pick the Titans.
Hey, man, look, there's going to be a lot of parlays this weekend put in by me that are going to have the Titans covering the spread and hoping that Cam Ward balls out. So let's see. Hopefully, you're on the money here.
I'm just picking, beginner's luck here. So, all right, next game we got 49ers and Seahawks.
Man, I don't see the hype behind the Seahawks. I don't see the hype behind Sam Darnold. I don't know why that's the direction they went in and signed this guy. Give me the Niners. The Niners will be starting the season healthy. When the Niners are healthy, it's very hard to beat them. I don't know that I'll be picking them come week 4 or 5, but week 1, give me the Niners.
Juan.
San Francisco 49ers. The
All
Seahawks
right.
have no business playing against them.
All right. So I guess we all picked the same team. Next up, we have Lions versus the Packers.
Drama.
Packers favorited by a field goal at home. I think Lions go in there and upset them. This is my upset pick. I think you're going to see why Micah Parsons is not the difference maker you thought he was. I think Lions go in there. I think it'll be a close game. Might be a shootout, but I think the Lions pull this off.
Juan.
I'm going with Detroit as well. I think the Lions are definitely going to walk up in there and just let them know once again the type of team that they are. They don't give a damn who you are, who you line up against. They're coming at you.
All right, I'm not gonna go against the grind there. I'll pick Lions as well. Next up, Texans versus the Rams. I know how you feel about the Rams already, Gian. So I'm gonna say
I mean,
Texans.
no, I mean, I feel that way about the Rams and where they're located and their trash jerseys, but I do think the Rams take this one out, man. I love the Texans. I like that defense. I love CJ Stroud, but having to fly cross country, West Coast game, Texans still trying to figure out their offensive line. I'm going to take the Rams here. Don't like to bet against Matthew Stafford week 1. So I'm going to take the Rams here to win and win comfortably.
Juan.
Check, check, brother. Shout out to that boy Sketch. I'm going with the Texans. I got CJ Stroud going in there and pulling out the upset, baby. Let's go, Houston.
I'm gonna go Texans as well, just because I don't like the Rams. I don't like any teams affiliated with LA. All right, next game, Ravens versus Bills, which I think might be the best game of Week 1.
This is game of the week, Sunday night football. You're looking at the two teams and the best two teams in that division, I might say. So this to me is a toss-up game. You got to give the Bills, I guess, the 1 point on the spread because they're playing at home. But standing on my Super Bowl pick, I think the Ravens go in there and they pull the upset in Buffalo.
Juan.
Let out the flock, man. Let them fly. I got Baltimore as well.
Yeah, I just think that's the best game of the whole week, so I'll go Ravens as well. Then last one, we got Vikings versus the Bears.
That's a charity.
This is the Vikings defense. It's a miserable thing to have to watch on TV because they don't let offenses move. So, I want to take the Vikings, but my heart is telling me rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy, first start in Chicago. And man, as much as I want to hate Caleb Williams, there's something about that guy that I love. So let me get the Bears upsetting the Vikings at home on Monday Night Football.
Juan.
I gotta talk to Caleb Williams and ask him how he's painting his nails for that game, and that'll decide basically who wins that ball game. But anyway, they're going to Soldier Field out in Chicago. But I'm going with Minnesota, man. I'm going with Minnesota. I got the rookie.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Vikings as well. So,
Yeah, brain says Vikings though. If I had to put this on if I had to put this on my Hard Rock Bet app, I would definitely be swinging more towards the Vikings. But I'm gonna go with the Bears.
all right, so that covers all Week One games. I'll make sure that I write everything down and add it in a thumbnail at some point in the video so everybody sees who our picks were, and then next week we'll talk about who got more picks correctly. We'll talk a little bit about how teams are looking Week One, and I guess we'll go from there. But now that we're on the topic of NFL, I got two questions for both of you guys. First one being is, how do you feel about Minnesota having two males in their cheerleading squad?
Uh Juan, I'll lay this one up to you. He's
Hey,
younger. Juan might be of a fresher mindset than I am. So
listen, the world has changed quite a bit. It's become more normal for males to be part of cheerleading squad. And hey, man, at the end of the day, some guys are even earning scholarships out here to go to university to be a cheerleader. So, if it pays for your college, I guess it works. But if they're on the squad for Minnesota, well, we'll see. Maybe that might be more entertaining than the team they put together for this season. But we'll find out. We'll only have to watch the season along the line.
So you think they're doing this as a publicity stunt to create traction in the news?
No. I just think times have changed. Like, I think it's become more normal for males to be cheerleaders.
All right, Gian.
listen, I'm all for males being on cheerleading teams in college where they actually compete and you got to be tumbling. Now that I've gotten my feet wet a little bit more in the cheerleading world, I could speak to it. But that's as far as it goes. These NFL cheerleaders aren't doing stunts. They're not doing crazy flips in the games. Nah, man, get them out of here. Get them out of here.
All
Get
right,
them out
all
of
right.
here.
Next question is, what is America's sport? Is it baseball or football?
It's football.
Nah, man, you know what? I'm a football head. I'm a football junkie, but it's baseball. You got to give it to baseball. I think that's America's pastime. I think probably some of the most iconic memories in sports are baseball calls and home run calls and World Series ending calls. So I think I selfishly want to say football, but I think you kind of have to give it to baseball here. But I do say baseball is no longer dominated in the way that it used to be by American players anymore. So I think that's kind of what has kind of taken off some of that shine off of baseball. You would say where people say, "Oh, well, you know what? It's America's pastime." But I think now the game in baseball has grown so much that some of those top superstar players are Dominican, are Japanese, are from all sorts of places all over the world. So I think that kind of makes it's making it more of an international game. So some people would say, like, as far as you wanted to say American, you probably go with the NFL. They own a day of the week. Sundays are for football. But I think at least for the next couple of years, baseball is slowly still gripping onto that title.
All right, and now that we're on the baseball topic, I just want to discuss this a little bit with you, Gian. Who do you have going to the World Series?
Got to pick the Dodgers. That pitching staff is getting healthy right in time. I know they dropped a few games, but
Yeah, they've been
they're
on
gonna
the
be
road
right
pretty
back
much
in
all year.
there. They're gonna get back in there. Man, you know what? And I don't know who else. Right now, there's nobody jumping off at me. I think Brewers are gonna make some noise in the playoffs. Probably not popular opinion, but those that they have a young, scrappy team that hits for average. They have good pitching that's coming on at the right time. And then I also like the Padres. Padres traded for a pitcher you're familiar with, Julio. I think
Yep.
we're all familiar with. I think if he is a middle of the rotation kind of arm, we're talking about self-proclaimed Hialeah kid Nestor Cortez. If he is a reliable arm in the middle of the lineup, I think he had his last outing. He threw 6 innings, had a couple strikeouts, didn't allow a run. So if the Padres can get their pitching, their bats are going to be there. I know them not Jackson Merrill probably didn't have the season they were hoping for, but I think you've had a lot of other guys step up, and Manny Machado continues to be a tank on at third base, and then and Fernando Tatis, those guys, they're gamers.
So I have a very unpopular opinion. I do believe the Brewers are gonna make a deep run just because I believe they have probably one of the nicest pitching staff that is healthy all year round. I do think they'll make a deep run. The only team I can actually see them giving them some competition over there will be the Cubs. I just don't believe. I believe that Tatis and Machado, when they're needed the most, when it comes to the playoffs, they just don't show up. Dodgers, they've been playing very shaky baseball as of lately, and I do have Brewers going against the Tigers in the World Series, and that's
Tigers, that's a sleeper pick, man. But filthy, filthy pitching staff.
they're
And
just
who else
nice
would
to
you
watch.
rather closing you out than Tyreek Skubal, right?
Yeah, bro. They just have a really nice squad. They've been strong all year. Like the Brewers, every team has had its up and downs, but they've been the two more consistent teams. Like I said, Dodgers, they started the year as like one of the hottest teams ever in baseball, and out of nowhere I don't know, they just kind of disappeared. So I guess I'll leave it at that for now for baseball. There's still some games that'll determine whether or not the Brewers will stay in first place. If the Dodgers can, stay in first place, can the Phillies hold first place over the Mets? They can thank the Marlins for beating them 3 games out of 4 recently, but there's gonna be some baseball yet to be played. And with that, I want to show a clip because I'm gonna go now into football. Juan mentioned this earlier today about a brawl that Luis Suarez started an Inter Miami game. You heard about that, Gian?
Yeah, Lewis washed up Suarez. Hate that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah. Let's see this video real quick. So here we have the game ending. Look at this. This is
Madness. You love to see it.
so you were explaining, you were saying Juan that Luis Suarez did what to start this commotion?
So allegedly, he spit on a staff member, which to this point we don't know specifically what staff member it was. But this guy grabbing each other's shirt, bro. You love when guys are more emotional than focused on the game, bro. But not to mention the fact that Inter Miami did lose. Oh my goodness! Somebody played a WWE auto in here somewhere.
Yeah,
But
this got
anyway,
ugly.
Inter Miami did drop the game 3-0 in the Cup final. Seattle coming out victorious. And I mean, Luis Suarez just has a track record, as we know. Back in 2014, he bit the Italian defender. And I guess he got motivated again after this game, and he's like, "Let me start something up." But who knows?
All right. And Inter Miami right now, what place are they in? How they been doing this year?
They've been doing somewhat relevant, like which is crazy because with all the star power that technically they have, but then again, you got to remember that half of them are technically retired. They're just coming here to collect a check now.
According to the standings, they're in sixth place with 13 wins, 7 draws, and 5 losses.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's see that was a little fun video there to watch. And then now let's see,
It
Gian, you
shows
still
you
here?
guys. It just shows you guys can get emotional too. That's what that video shows you.
I mean, hey,
I had to take a break from how disgusted that made me.
all
All
right.
jokes aside, though, man, I think I love Inter Miami. I love going to their games. I think it's a great atmosphere. I think it's been a great addition to the South Florida sports scene. But at what point do we stop turning this team into a team where Messi brings his buddies to just play retirement soccer or football, should I say? But the Luis Suarez is washed up. If you see his games, he might have these outlier games against inferior competition in the MLS because that's what it is, plain and simple. Where he'll score 2 or 3 wonder goals, and he looks like he's brought it all back together. But he's washed. He's a prick. He spends half of the time complaining in the games. He's crying about every call. And my biggest issue with him is that even when his own team misses a pass towards him, he always has something to cry about. I've never been a Luis Suarez fan, even when he was biting people in Liverpool, if you want to go that far back. But he's got a reputation for doing this. I don't know. Not a fan of his. I love all the other guys that have come in. Jordi Alba, the Sergio Busquets, now Rodrigo de Paul, great guys that have come in to support Messi, but unfortunately, I hope that this is the last time we see an almost 40-year-old striker leading our attack.
All right, all right. And then lastly, before we head into our draft of the episode, Gian, I wanted to ask you because in the last episode we kind of spoke about WNBA players making more money for playing basketball, and they started a lot of controversies, especially with the shirt they wore for the All Star game. And now there's momentum picking up for a 3-on-3 women's basketball league and their own version of a hockey league. Do you think the momentum is there, or not really? You think they'll make a profit?
Well, so I actually think that that 3-on-3 league was actually really well run. I don't remember what the name is of it now, but I caught myself. What is it, Juan?
Unrivaled.
Unrivaled, right? Okay, so I caught myself watching some of those games. It's actually really close to our where we're at. It's played right there in Medley. They built a pretty cool studio and the way they broadcast the games. So I think the 3-on-3 is a big hit. I think they missed big time by not signing Caitlin Clark to that league. I think she really would have taken that league to another level. There's a couple other players who would have been great on that league as well. That didn't sign because they had other obligations with teams overseas and playing in Europe. Look, I don't mind WNBA players getting paid more, but I definitely do mind them getting paid as much as NBA players. This comes down to simple revenue share numbers. Unfortunately, the WNBA does not make enough money to justify hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts. It's just plain math, you know. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So at the end of the day, is do I think they should be paid more? Absolutely. Do I think there is an opportunity for them to make more money so that they're not having to go and play overseas in Russia and in Italy and England? Absolutely. I definitely think there needs to be room for that, right? If you want the game to grow organically and have players take care of their bodies a little bit more and develop their games in the off season, you kind of have to give them a little bit more incentive to not have to go and play year round, right? Um, I think Caitlin Clark has done amazing things for this league. I think Paige Beckers is doing amazing things for this league. And you see the girls that are coming out of college basketball and they're elevating things to another level. It's a league that still lacks a lot of star power and lacks a lot of high quality players. I think once this league gets to that level where the bench players are as good as NBA level bench players, right, in comparison to what the league brings, then you're going to see an increased product, right? And I hope I've been hearing rumors of them hitting another expansion, a couple expansion teams. I hope they don't do that because it's only going to water down their project, their product. I know that right now they want to strike while the iron is hot, but I hope they don't rush into that because it's really going to water down the product.
Yeah, so in a way, Juan Gian kind of said what me and you spoke about. How you said they should have gotten paid more. I said no because pretty much they don't make a profit. But I guess it is true. You say Gian, pay them a little more, but just don't pay them just as a men.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest issue there is a lot of these girls don't get an off season, right? Because if you're a full time basketball player, you're either looking to go play overseas in the off season. You're looking to go play Euroball in Turkey and all these places where it's a little bit of more money. And I think you could see that with the model for soccer, right? A lot of the big time women's soccer players, even on our own USA team that's been dominant for years, they often find themselves playing in the Premier League and the Bundesliga, and now the NWSL is kind of trying to create that gap, right, so that women can come and play at home. But if we don't create a break for these athletes to be able to develop their games in the off season, that's where you get a watered down product. You see these guys famously in the NBA say, they went to the lab, they got in the lab over the summer, and they came back with a better jump shot, or they came back with a adjusted mid range, or they came back with an improved 3 pointer. You know what I mean? So I think the WNBA not having that because of the need of these players having to go overseas definitely affects the product that we see on a day to day basis.
All right, all right. Juan, you want to add anything to that, or?
What I'll add is just, just the other day I saw open tryouts for a women's basketball team to be a practice player. That's actually getting very popular across the colleges and pro teams. I'm gonna consider trying out. I hope to have your guys' support.
I
And
hate this guy,
I
bro.
hope to make a couple of shots out there. Hey, you never.
Juan, listen, this ain't adult league. There might be girls, but this ain't the adult league on
Hey,
Sundays, brother.
hey.
Um,
Take a couple knee braces. Is all I'll say.
All right.
all right. So with that being said, we're not gonna do another NBA draft how we kind of ended the last episode. Now,
Oh, here we go.
the only difference
Who
that
who
we're
are those?
doing on this for this
Woo.
draft is automatically everyone has Luca as their point guard.
Let them know
Luca
why that's
was
the
the
case.
hot topic of the last episode because I, didn't do my research and said that he was not a point guard. So now our goal is who can surround Luca with the best team. As always, you got 30 seconds to pick. You can go with any position, from the remaining, you have shooting guard, power forward, small forward, center, six man. You can go with whomever you want. You have 30 seconds. However, there cannot be any repeat picks. So
Let's make this clear though. When we're picking six men, let's actually pick six men, gentlemen.
all right,
You
we'll
guys
actually pick
did a
six men.
disservice to the Lou Williams of the world, the
Come on.
Jamal
You're
Crawfords
right.
of the
You're right.
world.
You're right. You're
Come
right.
on, man.
All right, you're right. So now, with that being said, Gian, so this is your first episode on here. You got the first pick, so let's see what team you got.
Oh, what an honor, man. Okay.
All right, you got.
The Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets. And I get oh brother. Oh brother. Maybe this wasn't an honor after all.
What a rough start.
Oh man. All right, let me get at the center position. I'm gonna go with Alonzo Mourning.
Okay, okay, that's a clean one. That's a clean one.
Prime Lonzo. We gotta somebody's gotta play defense on this team.
All right, Juan. Let's see who you get, bro. This guy's lucky with this, by the
Oh,
way.
baby,
So
come on.
watch.
Let's find out how we covered it last time.
I think he's tipping the scale.
Mm.
Of course he gets the Pacers.
All right, there's a couple options here. Hmm.
All right, what are you gonna get, bro? Right
Well, who? I'm gonna go with Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller. All right.
So I have a two.
All right, let's see what garbage team I get, bro.
Oh man.
Jesus,
The
bro. Like,
Washington
it's every draft, bro. You know what? I only have really one option here. I'm gonna go Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal.
I have no other
Wow.
choice.
Here I was thinking you were gonna take MJ and his farewell tour.
Nah. Come on, dog. Nah. Let's see who Gian got. You can't make this up, bro.
Man, this is insane. Is this
Let's
is this
go.
a Charlotte Hornets draft?
Giannis is a Charlotte native.
Yo, this is awful, dude.
Oh man. Let me see. Man.
You know what? I think for the next time we do a draft one, I'm gonna allow everybody one respin.
You
Well,
know what?
next draft.
For the sake of again continuing to play defense, I guess let me get Gerald Wallace. If you know, you know.
Okay.
Okay. We got Gerald Wallace. All right, Juan. Let's see who you get. See what I
All
mean?
right.
See what I mean?
All right.
Brother.
Boy, he did get Reggie Miller already,
Yes.
and you already
I
have
know.
Luke at the point. So
All
there
right.
goes the goat.
Well, give me Scotty then. I'm going Scotty Pimpin.
All right.
This
Still a
is
good pick,
this is
but
actually an interesting roster.
Well, I can already tell you my team might be a lottery next year.
and I get the Toronto Raptors. All right, I'll take the claw.
The Claw.
Wow.
The
Okay.
one guy that showed up for one season, huh? To win.
Hey,
championship.
he got the job done. Gian got the
Ooh,
Lakers. Okay,
my God.
okay, and you still don't have a shooting guard.
Kobe.
Damn.
The Bean. Hey, look, now Kobe's backed up with
And
defense, and you got
technically,
Luca.
technically, Kobe was an original Charlotte
Yeah,
Hornet.
it was.
If we're gonna stay in
Draft, by
theme,
draft.
so
By
Um,
draft technicality, but
this,
you
this
still
guy
got him
really
with
has a
you.
an all-Charlotte team here. All right, Juan, let's see who you got now.
The Magic. Okay, I'm gonna steal your pick from last draft.
You're gonna go with
Give me
Shaq,
Shaq.
huh? I knew it.
So
All right, all right, all right. Let's see who I get now.
the Raptors again.
Dude, come on.
man, you might have to, we might have to up the podcast budget to get a better wheel, man.
This wheel's just sabotaging at this point, bro. I'll get Siakam.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Really over Chris Bosh? The
Over Chris Paul.
disrespect is insane.
I did forget that Bosch played for the
The
Raptors. Okay,
disrespect is insane.
I'm
How
gonna
else
have
do
to
you
I'm gonna
know
have to
another
eat that
pick?
one now. All right. So you're missing a small forward and a six, one power forward and a
Same thing.
six. I'm
No, wait,
missing a
what?
center and a six.
I'm missing a power forward?
Yeah, Scotty's a small forward.
Okay, yes, yes, correct.
All right. So let's see who Gian gets now.
The Raptors, 3 for 3.
Chris Bosh, baby.
Drake right now is screaming.
I let this guy get boss. Huh? All right. All right. I'm gonna hear it next time. One, you got the Mavs.
Come on, dude. Come on,
Oh
dude.
yeah. Oh
This is
yeah.
unfair.
I'm gonna be traveling across the world to the Dutch. Let me get the one and only Mr. Dirk Nowitzki.
This is insane. All
For the
right.
record, he's German, Juan. Put some respect on Dirk's name.
Freaking guy, bro. The Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
Um,
This is me, right? Or this is
oh,
Julio?
this is me.
That is
This is
Julio.
me. This
Oh,
is
okay.
me. Come on, dude.
What are you missing?
What?
What is it that you're missing to pick?
I'm missing a center and a six.
Okay. I'm missing a 6 right now.
I really don't know. I'm gonna fuck up here, aren't I? Lou Williams never played for them. He didn't. I don't know.
Man, you know what? They had a young, adventurous young man playing center that you would have loved. He seems like your type of center. Could take Dwight Howard here and walk away with some respect. I mean, not that his career had any respect in Atlanta, but you know, it seems like you're up against the wall here.
Yep.
I mean, I could
It's
go
a
with
teddy bear.
him, or I can go with a Hall of Famer and Moses Malone, but
Oh well, I didn't know you were that well versed in Atlanta Hawks players. So yeah,
you know what? Just because I don't like Howard, I'll go Moses Malone. All right, which leaves everyone now to getting a six-man. Here we go. All right, Gian. Let's see who you're getting a six-man from.
Mm. That's
oh man,
that's very interesting.
let me get for the sake of keeping this as a six man. Let me get Hito Turgulu.
I remember that guy. That's who my pick would have been.
Ooh, no, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. All
Let me
right,
get
Juan.
Hito Turgulu. Although he was a starter in that NBA Finals run, primarily he played off the bench in his career.
All right, Juan. You got the Portland Trailblazers.
Mm.
Remember, Juan, bench players here. I don't want to hear you want to bring Lane Damian Lillard as your six.
I'm bringing CJ McCollum as my 6. He was technically a bench player
Uh,
at one point.
That's at 1 point for like 2 weeks, but okay.
There we go. CJ McCollum.
All right, and then I'm getting from
Ooh.
the Bulls.
You no longer have Pimpin.
No, but hmm, I mean, I don't know if he was a bench player. This dude that was a three-point shooter, Ben Gordon. He wasn't a bench player, was he?
No, not really.
What are you doing for, bro?
I think the clock's running out.
You be quiet, bro.
Hey, you set the rules. I
All
didn't.
right, look, I'll go based on what I said last time in the podcast. I'll go Tony.
Okay.
All right, so the teams are looking like this. Gian has Luca,
Good
Kobe,
read.
Wallace, Bosch, Morning, and Hito Turkoglu. Juan, you got Luca, Reggie Miller, Scotty, Dirk, Shaq, and CJ. I have Luca, Bradley Beal, Kawhi, Siakam, Malone, and Tony.
I actually don't know who's gonna win this. That's such a weird mix of players.
But that's a good thing about adding someone else in the draft. However, if I would have to say this. I think Gian has a better team.
Let the people decide. Put the poll up.
Now you know what? I think I'd give it to Juan just off of Shaq. Shaq in Orlando was probably the most dominant player. But I'm gonna tell you what, my team is definitely gonna play defense.
No,
And we
yeah,
got Kobe.
sure.
And you never know. You got Kobe. So
So yeah, so I'll be sharing everybody the teams. I'll let the poll decide who won. Last week it was Juan, so Juan, you already have one under your belt. And then I guess we'll see if someone dethrones you or if someone else wins. So
and
uh,
if the audience has real ball knowledge, you know Gerald Wallace was a dog. He was the only thing that kept the Charlotte Bobcats relevant for many years.
and then afterwards he went to the Nets and just became irrelevant. But
Hey man, look, we're gonna focus on the team he was on, okay?
all right, well, with that being said, anybody want to add anything else before we end this, or
Don't forget to follow, subscribe, comment, like. It means the world to us.
okay, Gian,
Dolphins by a touchdown, baby. Book it. Buy
Dolphins
your
by a
girlfriend's
touchdown.
dinner. Buy your girlfriend's dinner with that bet. Dolphins money line. Dolphins by 6. However you want to spread it. That's the dinner pick of the day. Like, subscribe, and give some shout outs to these boys.
All right, well, you have it there, guys. If you want the free pick of the week, my boy Gian says Dolphins by one. Right, one touchdown.
By one touchdown, take them at the money line. Whatever you want to take them at. But Dolphins is the pick of the week. They're going to go into Indianapolis and set the tone.
All right, well, thank
They'll
you.
buy you, at the very least, they'll buy you lunch on a $10 parlay.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in this week's episode. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and you never know who might be on the show next. All right, guys,
Later.
peace.